What's good, Nosebleed Nation? It's your boy, Coach Mike D, and we got a real good breakdown for you guys today. We're going to break down one of the NFL games this weekend, which I think is one of the marquee matchups: the Green Bay Packers versus the Dallas Cowboys. The return of Micah Parsons, what is being dubbed, down here in Big D in Jerry's world, where the big PT Barnum himself as the $13 billion franchise trying to take out the cheeseheads and spoil Michael Parsons' return. We're going to break this game down a little bit on a little short video we need for you. We ain't going to take too much of your time. Hey, but what I want you to do, we're going to put a nice little thing at the on the screen of this chat about who you think is going to win the game. We're going to put a poll out there. You tell us who you think is going to win. Will it be Green Bay? Will it be the Dallas Cowboys? We'll let you tell us. Comment and like and subscribe at the bottom of the page. You know that we love everything y'all do. You guys come in with the cheap seats. That we do that. It's all about the people, and we do it for y'all. So let's get started, and here we go. So we have a rematch of the 2024 wild card playoff game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. The last time these guys met was in that playoff game, and Green Bay pulled up to Jerry's World with a chuck wagon full of extra strength whoop ass, excuse my French, and they unloaded on the Dallas Cowboys all game long, and it was faces looking pitiful in the stands. And the Green Bay Packers rolled out with a win, 48-32, and moved on to the next round in the playoffs, and Dallas went home with their tail tucked between their legs. These are two historic franchises. They have been doing a long time. Matter of fact, they played in one of the greatest NFL games ever played, the Ice Bowl, where the Green Bay Packers beat the Dallas Cowboys 21-17, where the temperature was 13 degrees below zero with a wind chill of 46 degrees. Man, that is cold. And hey, I'm a Midwest boy, and let me tell you something. That cold will never get no worse or no better. But they did beat them. These guys have played in some of the greatest games. We talk about players and coaches. We all know about Coach Vince Lombardi for the Green Bay Packers. You know, legendary coach. Played in the first three Super Bowls that the Green Bay Packers won. Then, of course, the great Tom Landry of the Dallas Cowboys. And what about the players? We talking about Bart Starr, Brett Favre, Reggie White, Sterling Sharp. The names they keep going on. The Dallas Cowboys, Michael Irvin, Too Tall Jones, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, my God, Charles Haley, Deion Sanders. Oh, the list goes on and on. So we're talking about a premier game that's going to be on prime time, 7:30 Central Standard Time on Sunday Night Football. So make sure you tune in, because I know I am, because I want to see how this is going to go. So we're going to break down a little bit these games on what I think that the Dallas Cowboys need to do and the Green Bay Packers for some success. And I'm going to give you also my prediction who I think is going to win. So both of these teams, the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers, are both coming off losses. The Dallas Cowboys lost a very embarrassing game against the Chicago Bears, 31-17. And then, of course, the Green Bay Packers in a shocking loss on a last-minute field goal to the Cleveland Browns of all teams, 13-10. Well, it was just an embarrassment. But, hey, this is life in the National Football League. Games are won and losses. And, of course, they always say, just like the movie, any given Sunday. So we're going to look at the Cowboys a little bit and see what they need to do as far as keys to their game. Now, the Dallas Cowboys right now are horrible is a understatement when it comes to their defense. The Dallas Cowboys' total defense is 30th in the National Football League through 3 games. Lord have mercy. The only teams that are worse than them, shockingly, is the Baltimore Ravens and the Bengals. Other than that, Dallas Cowboys defense has not fixed anything since last year or the year before. Their passing defense is the worst in the National Football League at 32. You heard it right, 32. They have been getting gashed. Matter of fact, in the last couple of games, Russell Wilson threw 400 yards on them, and Caleb Williams had 4 touchdowns through the air against the Dallas Cowboys. So you would think with all those high-paid corners they have, you got Trevon Diggs and Bland, it ain't working. Whatever's going on, they need to fix it. Now, they have some good keys about their defense. Luckily, they're kind of middle of the pack. Their worst defense is 17th. Maybe that has to do with the acquisition of Kenny Clark. Well, Jerry Jones did say he wanted to fix the run game. Well, he's middle of the pack. Not top 10, but hey, it ain't the worst thing that they do. But they at least do stuff to run a little bit. They did a good job against Saquon Barkley when they played the Eagles in the first game. They did a good job against the Giants as well as the Bears run the ball. They gave up a ton of pass yards, a ton. So that's where they got to fix it. And they got these high play corners. They need to do their job and find a way to get it done. Also on third down, they are dead last in the league on third down. They cannot get off the field. Teams are just doing what they want to do with them and just moving the ball, nothing happening, can't get off the field. It could be 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 20. Teams have a success rate that is unbelievable against this team on defense. So, and now they got one of the most high-power offenses coming to town. You be the judge of it. Let's look at the Green Bay Packers defense. Now, the Green Bay Packers defense is one of the top defenses in the NFL. I don't know if you saw one of my last lives. I went over the Micah Parsons trade and how it's going to affect them. They had the 6th ranked defense last year in 2024 in the National Football League. Well, through 3 games so far, they have the number 3 ranked total defense. Whew! What acquisition can make? You lose Kenny Clark, add Micah Parsons, number 3 in the National Football League. That is the key to winning the Super Bowl, and that's the key to winning games. The pass defense is number 7. So again, top 10. They're not having any issue with that, even though they lost Zaire Alexander to the Ravens, but they still are a great, great elite unit, and still in 2025, they're showing how good that they are. Their rush defense is number 3. Even though with the exit of Kenny Clark, they have gotten better on the rush defense end. They were ranked number 7 in the National Football League last year, and now they're ranked number 3. Your ranked total number 3, rush number 3. That's a recipe that's hard to deal with. In the red zone, again, top 10. They're number 5 in defense. Number 5 through 3 games. That means when people get down the field and get in the red zone, they do not get in the end zone on this football team. May it be with the pass rush, stuffing the run, but they make it very hard for you to get 7. You may get 3, but you ain't getting 7. That's a recipe to win games. It's always a win for the defense if they give up 3. Third down is 6th in the league. That means that once you get in 3rd and long or get on any 3rd down, they are one of the best teams in the National Football League on getting off the field. And what that does, it puts the offense back on the field to do their job to win football games and score touchdowns. So when you look at the Green Bay Packers, they are a top 10 defense in all the categories that matter. And the Dallas Cowboys are bottom, almost at dead last in categories to help you lose football games. Okay? Let's talk about their offenses. When it comes to the offense, the Dallas Cowboys surprisingly are 4th in the National Football League. Well, that ain't a shock. When Dak Prescott is on the field, the Cat and CeeDee Lamb, and they're at their full strength, regardless of the running game that they have, the Dallas Cowboys can move the ball. They pass the ball very well. Dak Prescott, I've been telling people, has gotten much better every year throwing the ball. And once in a while, he'll give up an interception. But for most part, he does very well at distributing the ball around the horn, especially when CD and George Pickens now added to that equation to that stuff, and Ferguson and running the ball. The offense is very well, even without Mike McCarthy or Kellen Moore when he was there. So the Dallas Cowboys offense is not the issue, passing the football. Their passing offense is number 3 in the National Football League. Not a shock there. We just talked about them being total number 4. Their rushing offense is number 11. It's close to top 10, but it's very good. They have a very, very good backfield. The running back, number 33, runs the ball very well. He's their bell cow. They added Miles Sanders in a trade from the Panthers. He gives them a little bit more of a speed back, but they do have a 1-2 punch that works very well, especially where they can throw the ball. So the Dallas Cowboys offense is very, very balanced. You know, they can really put pressure on teams as long as the play calling is good. Now, in the red zone, they're number 16. Middle of the pack, hey, they not last, but we'll take that. You know, they get in the red zone. They do find a way to get in there sometimes. Sometimes they don't. But they do find a way to get points on the board, which is a good thing. It's just the defense can't stop nobody. Then, of course, on third down, they're 6th in the National Football League, and that is very good. They are number 6. They get off the field. So their red zone offense, their third down offense is very good at what they do and how they play it and making super adjustments to everything that they do. So hats off to them when it comes to that. Now we go over to the other side of the ball with the Green Bay Packers. We all know who Jordan Love is. Jordan Love pretty much had his coming out party against the Cowboys, as I talked about earlier. He is one of the most premier passers in the National Football League, and this is one of the youngest football teams offensively in the NFL. The Green Bay Packers have one of the youngest receiving corps, and they fast, and they are some dogs. Romeo Doubs, man, he is a beast. He is a game breaker, and if you don't cover him, he will cut cut you to pieces. And Jordan Love know how to find them. Their tight end does a very good job. Matter of fact, in the game against the who was that against the Detroit Lions, he had over 100 yards receiving. That is something else. And I mean, they are moving the ball. They are well-oiled machine. Again, last year, this was one of the top 10 offenses in the National Football League when it came to that. Well, the total offense really right now is 21st. Not looking too hot. Maybe they dropped down a little bit because of that showing they did against the Cleveland Browns. They had a real bad showing on that. The Cleveland Browns is a very good defense, though. They just don't have any offense. Myles Garrett, the rest of that core of the defense of the Browns is very good. They got game breakers and first-round picks all over that defense. They just can't do nothing on offense. So once they get that together, it'll good. So I'm not surprised that they struggled a little bit. Even the Ravens struggled a little bit until they got themselves going. So they'll give you fits until they get tired. Their pass defense offense number 17. Woo! Wasn't expecting that. But again, we can probably contribute that to what happened with Cleveland. Rushing offense is 20th. They have Josh Jacobs on this football team. They went and got him a couple of years ago in free agency, paid him a lot of money because the Las Vegas Raiders weren't going to pay him, yet they're 20th in rushing right now. So they got to find a way to get him going. I think that's a real big thing with their team is they're not doing enough to get him moving. On third down, they are second in the league. Like I said, those elite receivers, they put a lot of pressure on you. They know how to get keep their offense on the field and keep your defense go out and tired. So they are one of the best at it. Number two, you can't beat that. It is what it is. So when it comes to the matchup, what you can see certain areas where both of these teams are susceptible to certain things and where they can be do some things better. I think it's a mind-blowing thing to happen, but hey, what it is, I think we'll have a good game. I'm going to show you now some keys I think that these two teams need to do to the keys to victory if they want to win this football game. We're going to start with the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have to find a way to get pressure on the quarterback. In the last two games they played, we saw Russell Wilson almost have a 500-yard day on them, throwing the ball to neighbors and company like he was Joe Montana. They have to find a way to pressure the quarterback. We saw the same thing with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams had a career day against the Cowboys with 4 touchdowns. He threw a bomb to Luther Burden, and you know this a channel that supports Luther Burden, 89 blocks. He saying all day, baby. Threw a bomb to Luther Burden to ice that game and put it out of reach. Where they had to put Dak Prescott on the bench because they was beating him so bad. So they have to find a way to get pressure. They brought Kenny Clark over there to stop the run. You gave up Micah Parsons. Well, it gave up all the pressure. They're going to have to find a way to blitz the quarterback. They're going to have to do that. Since you don't have an elite edge rusher, they got Dante Fire. They have Ezra Raku, who they got from the draft pick out of Boston College. They brought them in. It's just not working. You got to help these guys out. You can get push up the middle, but you might have to blitz a little bit and get more exotic, and that's what I think the defensive coordinator is going to have to do. They got to find a way to get off the field on third down. They are dead last. You cannot keep letting offenses just get third downs on you. You'll never win a football game like that. Your defense will get worn or get tired, and next thing you know, the game gets out of hand because they're controlling the game from in to out. Your offense can't get any rhythm because the defense on the field all day. So they got to find a way to do that. To keep that high-powered offense on the sideline of Green Bay, the Dallas Cowboys has to establish something. And I think they need to try to establish the run. Yes, Green Bay's defense is number 3 in the National Football League, but sometimes you got to impose it and force your will. You're going to have to find a way to keep that pass rush from getting at Dak Prescott. Run the ball. Run at Micah Parsons. Run at Rashawn Gary. Make these corners and all these people have to tackle. Wear them out. Make them have to think about it. Run some play action. And then once you establish something, at least make them think about it and then try to throw the ball. But they got to establish something. They got to pass the ball. Limit the big plays. My God. Trevon Diggs, we paid you a lot of money. Jerron Bland, we paid you a lot of money. We got wide receivers running down the field wide open. You got these high-paid salaries. They have to limit the big plays. They are allowing too many. Guys are running down the seam, wide open, catching the ball. They're one of the hardest tackling teams. They got to find a way to do that. Also, a big key is going to be George Pickens, especially this week. And why do you say that, Coach Mike D? George Pickens now is going to be the primary target for Dak Prescott because CeeDee Lamb got hurt in the last game. He has a high ankle sprain. He's probably not going to be playing for another couple of weeks that he sustained in the Bears game when they put him in the backfield like a running back and trying to run the ball with him. Woo! Coaches, he's a wide receiver. He's not a running back. Well, anyway, George Pickens is going to have to come up big, and this is his time to shine to show can he be that guy and earn his way into the $30 million club, getting a high salary. So, and also the last thing I'm going to say is the O-line of the Dallas Cowboys has to protect Dak Prescott. They got to find a way to do it. This defense is going to be coming. They're going to blitz. They're going to rush. They have two of the premier edge rushers, Rashawn Gary and Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is going to try to wreck this game. He's going to probably be in Dak Prescott's face all day. And if he don't get there, Mr. Rashawn Gary out of Michigan is going to be there too. So O-line, it's on you. This game is going to go based on what you guys do. So those are my keys for the Cowboys. When it comes to the Packers, it's really simple. We talked about the Cowboys being the 32nd ranked team on third down, 32nd in pass defense. Pass the ball and pass it a lot. I got a stat here for you, which I thought was the greatest thing in the world. The Dallas Cowboys have given up in the first 2 games of the season 12 completions of 25 yards or more. Number 1 in the National Football League. 12 passes of 25 yards or more. They've also given up 6 completions of 40 yards or more. Also, number 1 in the NFL. So Green Bay, if you want to find a recipe that works real easy against this team, just throw the ball. Jordan Love should have a career day like Russell Wilson did. I say shoot for 500. Why not? Light him up. Do your thing. Show them that you ain't no joke. Show them that Cleveland game wasn't about nothing, and pass the ball. Also, Green Bay, another key for you, establish Josh Jacobs. In 2024, the Green Bay Packers were the 5th ranked team in rushing in the National Football League. This year, there are 21st. You got to do a better job. Give Josh Jacobs the ball. You pay him a lot of money. Establish a run. Let him run. You're going to be able to open it up because you're going to be able to throw the ball. When it presents itself, you got light boxes. When you got 2 high safeties, give Josh Jacobs the ball and let him work. That we have a balanced attack. And then when they bring up and come up close and try to stop that run, now you know what you got to do. You already know you're going to be able to throw the ball on this historically worst defense right now in the National Football League. Also, when it comes to Green Bay, you got to get takeaways. If you want to beat this team, you got to establish that. Takeaways. In 2024, the Green Bay Packers were the 4th best team in the league with 31 takeaways. In interceptions, fumble recoveries, fumbles calls, they were 4th best in the league. They were one of the best at it, so you got to generate takeaways. Right now, they're 21st in the National Football League. Yeah, you gotta do better than that. I think this game, they should try to establish that, like my Pittsburgh Steelers did against the Patriots, who had 5 turnovers. Get the turnovers and handle your business and go from there. Hey, but that's what we got. But we got to find out who is going to win the game. What's the score going to be? Well, I'm Coach Mike D, and I'm going to tell you how things going to win. I got the Green Bay Packers winning this game 37-19 in a blowout. I think Jordan Love is going to light them up for 400 yards. He's going to have 3 touchdowns, and the Green Bay Packers will walk away with the victory. And there you have it. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what I do? You know how we do. This your boy, Coach Mike D, Nosebleed Nation. You know who we do it for. We do it for the people in the cheap seats, the people that buy the tickets. We love you. We appreciate you. And you know our motto. If ain't nobody told you they love you today, I'm telling you that we do. Man, y'all have a good day. Enjoy the game, and I'll see you next time. Peace.